the Scott Kid. We're at Palace Day Sheeler. You know, it is Tuesday night, and we have a special interview for you. So special that it was last minute, and no event was even posted, because it was like last week we discussed this. On the phone with us this evening, we have Ingrid, Hug Lady.
Hey guys, what's up?
We also have the Knights of the Round Table.
Give points.
Beer guy.
Yay.
It's been a while, but Beer Guy's with us tonight. So let's get down to the nitty gritty and discuss the amazing altruistic sort of event that you have going on, your Hug-a-thon fundraiser.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So it's been about a month where I came up with this idea that I wanted to do a fundraiser for my hug tour. So instead of just having a fundraiser for myself, I thought that it would be great to know all the talent that we have in Wisconsin. So I asked my friends if they would play for me, and I got 12 acts that signed up for one night. So it's a crazy event, all types of genres.
That's awesome. So let's go back and do some history first. So
Okay.
I knew you as a female-fronted lead singer in a punk rock band. And as I've gotten to know you, you've become the Hug Lady. You go out into parts of Milwaukee and hug people. Talk to us and explain to those who are watching now what that means, how that came to be, and what it is to be the Hug Lady.
Okay, great question. Well, I've been hugging since 2007. That was the first time I went to an event and had the free hug sign. It was downtown Milwaukee. It was a Woman's Day at this big venue downtown, and I hugged like 500 women the first day, and I was like, okay, that's it. Excuse me, I'm hooked. I'm hooked on spreading love. So now it's progressed. There's been a lot of press about it, and then people say, this is a good thing that we need out in the world. So I just kept it going, and there are some festivals in Milwaukee that consider me a facet of their festival. People tell me every year they come to see me. I hug their grandkids and people in wheelchairs, and the one group of humans that I truly love hugging, you're going to be really surprised when I tell you this.
I'm ready.
I love hugging cops.
It's an important thing.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of changed me because I tell them, I'm telling you guys some behind the scenes stuff, but when I'm hugging them, I tell them that I love them.
Ooh.
Because I feel like they get a really bad end of the stick when it comes to, just doing your job. And, what if you're a good cop and then the good cops, get a bad rep? And then what if you're a bad cop and you don't want to be a bad cop anymore? I don't know what you do, but I'll still hug you and still tell you I love you.
Ooh.
And I feel like that's making an impact on them. So yeah, I love cops. I love hugging cops. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's kind of like my own little inner, from hugging people for 12 years, that's kind of like the one that really gets to me, that really I enjoy, is hugging police, active duty police.
So, I, back in high school, had a friend, and we would do this, we would hug, and we came up with this saying called, real hugs equal world peace.
Hey.
So I've also always been a hugger and believed that there is an important human connection that we seem to miss.
Yeah.
So I encourage the hugging of the police. I'm going to take it one step farther.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So when Trump, was elected into office, and there has been such a dramatic shift in our, I would say, culture, where we now are very openly again, 1950s racist, homophobic, sexist, etc. Even though it never went away, I would say that it's that platform to allow it was okay, and everyone was out there saying punch a Nazi. My argument to everybody was we should hug said Nazis to spread said love, so that what if you don't want to be a Nazi anymore? We have to be that change. So, what are your views on that? Would you hug a Nazi?
I would hug anyone.
Look at that. Good. See? Good. Thank you.
See, what people do is they judge. And what I've realized, because I come from 30 years of being bullied, so it's almost healing for me to be the person out there standing on the street giving hugs, because that person isn't judging me for what I look like. They don't know my history. They just want to embrace me and enjoy a hug. So if you were saying hug a Nazi instead of hurt a Nazi or punch a Nazi, I would hug anyone.
Awesome.
You know?
High five.
Yeah.
I'm really sad you couldn't come on physically, because I haven't ever gotten a hug from you.
Oh, wow. Then we're going to have to change that.
Yes. So now fast forwarding into this established, you are the hug lady, and you go out to different places and hug. Talk now, this would be your second tour, right? Because you did one last year too.
My second what? Tour?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. So, what provoked me to start a hug tour was I travel anyways. And I felt compelled last March 2018, to go to California. And I was like hitting my friends up. I'm like, hey, it was Dom Minnis. I don't know if you know Dominique Brown. He used to live here. Yeah. So I was like hitting up Dom. I'm like, hey, I want to come. And he was like, yeah, you should hang out. There's a show tomorrow night at Screaming Chicken or something like that in San Bernardino. You should come out. And it was like punk rock. And I'm like, okay. So I checked the internet, purchased a ticket for the next day, which is super punk rock. And I flew to California, got the rental car, drove to Hemet, California, and without any sleep, we went to San Bern and went to this awesome punk show. And then people knew Danny Doo there, which was, that was great. So the way I do trips is the first leg of a trip, I hang out with friends, and then the second part of my trip, I go off on my own. So the second part of my trip, I was in LA, and I was like, you know what? I should do hugs here. And it was so random. And so I ripped off the top of a box in my motel, wrote free hugs, and I walked a half block to the Hollywood Walk of Fame outside the Chinese theater, and all the characters, like, bum rush me, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, Superman. They all were like, excuse me, miss, what are you doing here? And I'm like, the sign says free, I'm not hustling on your corner or whatever. And so all of the characters came up to me, and I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that comfortable security of Milwaukee where everybody knows me. So at first I felt really alone. And then these characters came up to me, and then the last one to hug me was dressed as Snow White. And so she goes, okay, bring it in. And while she's hugging me, she says, I never had a mama. And we just bawled right there in front of everybody. And I was like, you know what? I need to do this everywhere. And then from that moment is when I set the goal to hug in every state. So what you're seeing right now in 2019 is me being serious about that goal.
That's wonderful. So
I'm a goal junkie, so now I want to hug in every state, and I've hugged in 4. I've hugged in Colorado, Illinois, California, and here. So I still have a long way to go.
So after this fundraiser, talk about what this fundraiser is for, and where, what's the next goal, where you're going, and who you hugging.
Okay. So it's called the Hugathon. It's at Company Brewing, which is 735 East Center Street in Milwaukee, on Thursday, October 24th. And what I did was I arranged to have my friends perform. I think entertainment starts at like 6:30 and it goes till I think 1 o'clock. So this is like a serious show. It has like the premise of a telethon because we're raising $10,000 so I can buy a vehicle and equipment to document my hug tour. That is the whole premise of this fundraiser. So, what was I going to say? So what I want to do is first my goal is to raise $10,000. So that's the first goal. Then after that, purchase a vehicle, get some equipment, make sure everything's good with the vehicle, hit the road. And then I want to go to Nashville.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I've never been to Nashville. So honestly, people keep asking me what my tour, like, where am I going on the tour? I'm kind of going to let that you guys just kind of watch and see because who knows where I'll end up.
You're just going to hit the road and go.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit the road and go. Yeah. The place that I live in is being sold. So they want me out because they want to, revamp the house and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this is the perfect time for me to start my life in a different avenue. So it's really great.
With this goal of, picking up and traveling now to go hug folk, are you trying to plot a path at least of, people so that you have a place to stay in between, or you're like, fuck it, pin on the map, we're just going to go there and see what happens?
Actually, I am probably good for about 10, 12 states.
Ooh.
So, yeah, a girl, her name is Taylor Whitaker. She's a singer. She lives in Nashville, so she already said I can stay with her. This doctor that I'm an internet friend with, Dr. Mary Ann, she lives in Mississippi. She said I can come down by her. There's people in the punk scene. They're like, come on through. Portland, California, Florida, New York, the Carolinas. So I'm pretty good until we get to like maybe like Idaho, Utah. I'm pretty good until I get to like central. I don't even know what you call it. The northwestern part of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good. And I have dear friends all over the world, actually, so I'm good.
So then, are you going to go to, say, a show? Are you going to seek out a festival you want to attend? Or how do you plan on continuing to distribute the love that is Giving Hugs? Okay,
that's a great question. So what I plan to do is I want to do volunteer work on the road. I already talked to this place in Nashville. It's called Thistle Farms. And what they do is they hire women that were in the sex trafficking world and they were being abused in domestic violence relationships. And they hire them to make like soaps and different things, and then they get a profit from working at Thistle Farms. So I signed up to volunteer there. So it's volunteer work. I plan on doing community cleanups. And then what I normally do is go to like farmers markets and festivals to hug. So that's like what I'm going to do when I'm out of town is like pick up trash, hug people, and hopefully help out with volunteer work, soup kitchens type of thing. It's just that I feel like my life is meant to be a service to others. So I just want to do that full time.
Awesome. Have you done any research as to like what hugging does for people?
Oh yeah. Hugging actually helps with your health, with your blood pressure. It changes your serotonin levels. I don't know if you saw that one meme where it talks about like when people cuddle, it makes your blood pressure lower and all that. I honestly think a scientist should study me because I feel like the reason why I'm actually as healthy as I am is because of the love that I receive.
I believe that.
You know, I'm really blessed. I don't have any high blood pressure, no bad sugar. You know, my blood pressure is super normal, and I'm coming from, I used to weigh 413 pounds, and I lost 200 pounds. So it's like, you would think that a person like that wouldn't be healthy, but my doctors are always like, okay, Ingrid, what's your medication list? And I'm like, vitamins?
Hugs.
So I'm super blessed, and I feel like the hugs have a lot to do with that.
I would concur. There has been studies done that say that you reduce anxiety and depression, security, sense of self and wellness. There's a lot that goes into why we social creatures need to fucking hug. So I'm
That's why I'm even relevant. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, why is this causing momentum unless because we're so disconnected that this person that just wants to hug people is like, whoa. You know, I even said that on this last news segment that was done over the summer, I was like, I really shouldn't be noticed for hugging folks, but that really is showing that there's a need, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're super disconnected. We already know this with our cell phones and, you know, people who have like deranged or estranged, what's the word to use? Estranged relationships with their family. You know, people tell me a lot in that like 20, 30-second hug. You guys would be surprised. You know, so I know that this is beyond me. What I'm doing is actually beyond me now. Like, I feel like it's more of a calling than just like, oh, I just want to go on tour. But somebody told me something, Jess, and I think you would be really interested in this. Since I've been using like Hug Tour, right? So people are like, so why don't you have a tour where you have bands and then you hug, but then there's a show because you guys go on tour? I was like, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard somebody say.
I was just kind of thinking that anyway.
Yeah, so it's like the Hug Tour can go on tour, and I have like bands with me. I think that would be kick-ass. Like,
well, we can.
I'm totally down for that.
We know a few now who just that's all they do is tour. Like Houston and the Dirty Rats. That's all they do is they tour the whole U.S. They did 100 shows in 100 days. He went back home. They slept, I think, for 2 weeks, and he went right back out on tour.
Wow.
So there's those guys. Some Kind of Nightmare is another band that does nothing but tour. You've got Voices of Addiction, another band from Chicago who does nothing but tour. So if you want to collaborate, I'm sure that we can connect you so that could happen, because there is a need, and I think that it helps having that collaborative support of somebody who goes, yeah, come with us, we've got extra room, you know, in the van, you hug people, and we play behind you.
Right. Right. I think that would be my next step, but I think definitely by summer, when I come back to Wisconsin, definitely go on tour again, but like have bands.
So
I'm totally down for that.
Who do you have featured on Thursday night, and what does the programming look like? Because you plan on videoing this whole thing too.
Right.
Tell
so the Hug-a-thon, the Hug-a-thon is going to be, the premise is going to be like a telethon. It's like people can leave me messages like virtually because like we live apart. So if you guys wanted to tune in, you can tune into the live. You can donate. There'll be like links up, you know, like my GoFundMe, PayPal, Cash App, all that stuff will be posted online. And so what you're viewing is all the entertainers. One is the Magic of Shedini. I have an actual 20-year seasoned magician that's coming to play. Vital Vibes is a Rasta reggae band. Mario the Poet, he is a really good poet in Milwaukee. Faux Fiction is like a power pop punk band. And they're kind of like my favorite. Don't tell anybody. DJ Rick Jules, he's been DJing for 30 years. He actually, I think he DJs for the Brewers and the Bucks right now. CC Charles, he's so awesome. He's an author and a poet, and he jams out like they kind of do jam band style. I can't wait to see what he's going to come up with because he freestyling, but not rap. It's like poetry. Oh my God. I can't wait for that with a band behind him. And then Scott Summers, he's a very seasoned saxophone player. He's going to jump in with CC and jam out. Roxy Bean is a acoustic singer. She played at Summerfest. Peter Hoffel, he is a acoustic guitar player, really cool. Whiskey and the Devil, ooh, they're like metal. They're gonna kick ass.
They were really fun.
Huh?
They're really fun. They came and played at Union Park for us.
Oh yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, I've never met them, but they heard about me and they wanted to play my show.
Cool.
And then Dust. I don't know if you ever heard of Dust. DUZT. And they're coming to jam out.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, I think they have a stand-up bass. I'm not sure, but they're really cool. The guy, Aton, who's in the band, he actually, my bike was stolen, and he works at Truly Spoken, and he gave me a bike. I was like, you know what? Thank you. So all these people have some connection to me, pretty much. They heard about me, or they're my dear friend, and they're all volunteering their talents. Awesome. So I could raise my 10th. I don't know if this has ever happened before, where people who, people get paid for gigs, right?
In theory.
In theory. But, there's people on the bill that, they're professionals. No bullshit. And they volunteered their time for me.
That's awesome.
So that kind of says a lot about me, which is humbling. That people really believe in my stupid, crazy dream of giving hugs in every state with my dog and cat, traveling with them. So,
are you going to get a cat backpack? Do you have a cat backpack?
What's that?
A cat backpack.
Of course. Yeah, and he needs a leash, and he needs a harness and a leash too, because he loves going outside. So they're ready. My pets are so ready. I can't wait.
So how about entrance in? How much does it cost to come Thursday night?
There is no cover, but you can donate. I did that for that reason. So people can come, enjoy any of the acts that they want. And my goal, because I'm a goal junkie, my goal for the evening is 500 hugs.
Awesome.
I've given out over 1,000 in one day before, but the kicker today for Thursday is they aren't free.
Not free on
Thursday. $20 a hug. If I give 500 hugs, that's $10,000, and then we accomplished the goal.
That's awesome. How about merchandise?
So the goal is $20 a hug. Yeah.
How about merchandise? You got merch?
I don't have merch yet, but I will have Hug Lady merch coming soon.
Cool.
I have a designer working on it now. And then I'll get a website for all that stuff for when I'm on the road. That would help with expenses.
I'm super stoked. So this is a free event. Yeah. You can come on Thursday night and listen to an awesome lineup of multiple different genres as well as entertainment, and donate. Give her a hug. $20. How long are you hugging? Is there a time limit?
What do you mean?
Like if I come,
kissing booth.
Is it a quick hug?
Is Beer Guy there?
Yeah, Beer Guy's here.
He didn't say one word to me. I'm gonna snatch those glasses off your face.
Ooh.
I am.
Are you then gonna hug him after though?
I'm going to hug him, and then guess what? I'll trade glasses with him, because he doesn't realize, like, we have the same type of liking of glasses. I'll bring him some. Don't worry. But, no, there's no time limit to hug me, if that's what you're saying. I'm hugging from 6 until close. I'm doing it, I've hugged for 8.5 hours before, so it's like I've been mentally preparing myself for hugging all day. It's very, it's emotional, it's mentally, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of mentally demanding because you're dealing with so many different souls. But I love it, and I'm 12 years trained into dealing with humans. Wow. So it's my calling, like, I just am looking really forward to seeing what happens on Thursday.
It would be really exciting to have you come do a hug thing here. We could do a Union Park Sunday night hug sort of thing. Whenever you're ready to come down to Connecticut.
Of course. I can head down. I can come see you guys before I hit the road. How about that?
What is the goal? When do you anticipate leaving?
Sometime in November. I need to tie up loose ends because we're already at the 23rd of October, or 22nd, and then my fundraiser's the 24th. My birthday's the 28th, and then I need to move out of my place by the 31st. So I think there's a lot going on right now. So I'm feeling like maybe the first week of November. I don't understand, like, everything about, like, car registration. I haven't owned a vehicle of my own in, like, 10 years. So I have to get privy on all that. But I've had rentals and stuff over the years, but I just kind of took a break, especially living in River West. We're kind of, like, self-contained. But, I was like, this is the right time because then I can visit all my lovely humans and hug all over the U.S. I just feel like this is the perfect time for me to do this.
So then with this place, do you have another place? You're just going to go live in a car? Will you have a P.O. box?
Oh, well, I have a mailing address in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, anybody can write me. It's 824 East Center Street. Ingrid the Hug Lady. It's actually, the address is the River West radio station.
Ah, yes, because you do that too.
So I do have a mailing address, but I won't have a home. I will not.
So go on Thursday night. Again, do you want to plug location, time, date, etc.?
Sure. This is Ingrid the Hug Lady calling you for information on the Hugathon, which is October 24th at Company Brewing in Milwaukee. The address is 735 East Center Street. We start at 6. You do need to be over 21 unless you have your parent with you. Otherwise, you can come and see all the cool acts. My goal for the night is to raise $10,000. It's $20 a hug, so I figure if I do 500 hugs, which includes online hugs. I never accept virtual hugs from people, but this night I will. And if you want to give a shout out, you can just hit me up and I'll give you a shout out live on stage at the show. You guys can tune into the live. It's Hugathon Fundraiser on Facebook. Or you can find me Ingrid _the Hug Lady on Instagram, or Ingrid Eubanks, EUBANKS on Facebook. Did you like that dramatic pause?
I know, we were all like, where? $20 a hug.
I did radio.
Come hug me, right?
Yeah,
Go hug her.
I want to see how far we get with this goal. I think this is going to be crazy. I want it documented because I want you all to see how it is for me. I know what it's like being a hug lady. I've been doing this for 12 years, but I feel like it's important to show everybody what the fuck I go through. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have the most beautiful life. I just don't have the finances to live the way I really want to. So that's why I need this little boost. I got it after that.
So Ingrid, because a lot of people have gone the way of like Kickstarter and such like that, what made you want to do this as opposed to doing that?
I like interaction. I like to deal with people, and I'm really not into the internet like that. That's just like, if I wanted to hug you, Jeff, I would come see you, versus like you reading about it online, right?
Right.
So there's people. I don't know if you've seen the videos that have been coming out.
That was going to
but
be
there's people.
Yes.
What?
That was going to be.
Yeah, there's people all over the United States and the world. They're like, yeah, Ingrid the Hug Lady, she should go on tour. And I'm just like sobbing. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. My friend Mita in Indonesia yesterday sent me a video, and I was just like crying. I was like, this is the sweetest thing I've ever witnessed. You know, people believe. Could you imagine like hundreds of people believing in your dreams?
It would. That's what the goal is.
No, this shit's weird. It's weird. It's like it has to work, because there's too many people. Like when I walk outside the house, they're like, yeah, did you get a van yet? Oh, what's up with this? What's up with your hug tour? When are you leaving? It hasn't even happened yet, but it's already like in its stages of happening. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like if you saw my bank account, you would be like, okay, how the hell is she gonna get this car? How the hell is she gonna go on tour? And I'm gonna tell you, because people believe in me. Shit's crazy, yo.
So what vehicle are you gonna purchase? Can you tell us that?
Well, I have been looking at vans. They're called like Econoline, or like a Dodge van, conversion vans. They actually have some vans I've been looking at. They're used, they're older, where people already have them set up with like kitchens in them and beds. So it's like glamping almost. Some of them have toilets. You know, you just got to come across the right vehicle.
You're doing it 1960 style. We're raising money, grassroots, to go spread fucking love across the U.S.
Yeah, that's me.
I love it. I do.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
Okay. Yeah, I do. What kind of beer does Beer Guy?
Go ahead.
What currently?
I mean, like in life.
PBR.
Awesome. Let's go get a tall can right now. Woo-woo.
Currently, though, I'm drinking a Hams because I'm cheap.
I like hams too.
He's trying to believe his dream that his bank account will afford him to beer. I'm just kidding.
Right?
I can afford it. I just can't afford the amount that I want.
Right? So you guys just have to watch and see what happens on Thursday.
I'm super stoked.
The show's gonna be really super awesome. There's like a genre for everybody, pretty much. The only thing, wink wink, is I don't have any like hardcore punk rock. That was my only like nick on my heart. I was like, you know what? I don't have any punk, but there's like, you know, Whiskey and the Devil. They'll rock. You know.
They do rock. Whiskey and the Devil's really good.
And full fiction rocks. You know, they're my homies. But just to let you guys know, you really should tune in, because there's a special surprise.
Ooh. And she's not going to say anymore.
And I can't say there's a special surprise, so.
So, you know, because I know you from the whole punk scene, you know, and people have suggested the whole band thing. You thought about throwing the band back together and doing this?
The band back together, man.
That would be perfect. That would be super perfect. No, I think, you know what's going to happen? Maybe on my hug tour, I meet like people to be in a band with, or I just like hop on, you know? I'm thinking way creatively on this, so. I definitely miss being in a band. I think I said it out loud to myself today that I miss being in a band. I miss performing, the punk picnic was like, I think that was the most people I ever played in front of, and I love Tony and, all the punks. Tony Schultz just made me,
your video.
Yeah, like these are my homies for life. Like Kenosha is like with me forever, and I don't think you guys realize how much I love Kenosha. Pissed Officer. What was the one band that was so good? My God, I can't think of. Well, Scratch 45 and Phrenology. I mean, of course. Do you guys know who Fetch the Pliers are?
No.
They're awesome. They play with like Ratback Spider in them.
Huh. I've never even heard of them.
Fetch what?
Yeah, it's surprising when you haven't heard of a band.
Yeah. That just means the metadata be weak. Just kidding. No.
Right.
We've seen Ratbats, but actually they've become friends with our children, if that makes sense. Our son loves Ratbat Spider, and
cool.
Action figures.
Wendy and Doug are friends of ours. We're probably the closest with them. He's the drummer and his wife, and
of course, they're my homies too.
We went to this event. Their merchandise was Lego Men, and it was right around the time school was ending, and Alex was like, I really love these. Wendy let him play with them, and I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't bring money to buy those. They're really expensive. So he wrote Wendy a letter, or voice texted her, and she responded and said, if you can show me your report card at the end of the year and you've done well, I will send these to you. So that happened.
Aww.
So
yeah.
I think this whole fallacy that bands aren't, people and won't donate time and won't donate things is just a bunch of bunk. Professionals care because they at one time had to ask for help too, and we have to keep that in mind, that professionals will help people.
Right. And then what was really funny about, like, some people were like, why are you doing a fundraiser? And I'm like, but there's people who donate to politicians and they don't see where that money goes at all. And I am going to have checks and balances to my shit. So it's like, which one's better? I just don't see how people do that.
I don't either. We've had this conversation at work today about how we just continue to... We're just going to give our rights away, give our money away, and let people control us.
I'm going to guess you didn't get quiet.
I was the one yelling about it.
I'm sure you were.
So yes, come hug Ingrid. Go hug Ingrid in Milwaukee on Thursday night. And we wish you the best. We support you.
Thank you.
And happy birthday, early birthday.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, Monday. Monday's my birthday. Thank you. Woo. I guess you could say Thursday's my birthday party. I mean, like, I doubt that I'll have like a party bigger than this one with all these bands. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to top it next year.
Hopefully you'll be someplace else with a bigger event hugging.
Right. Oh, also, I must mention, shout out to my assistant, my production assistant, Rosa. Shout out to my MC, Sarah Tybring. Shout out to Company Brewing for having me. Shout out to all my people that love and support the Hug Lady from all over the freaking world. I love you. Oh, that was me just sending you guys some love too.
Aww. We hope to actually get a hug in person someday.
Well, are you guys coming down, or is it like a school night the next night?
It's a school night. We have our children, and we have a band.
Oh, okay. Well, then you guys can tune in virtually.
Yes, after our band interview, we will, because you will be going later than our show goes, because we're just tune in virtually. Yeah, we're going to like one at the
at the earliest. Yeah.
Which West Coast people is 6 to 8, because there's been confusion recently about time zones. So we're 8 Central. That's 6 on the left coast, my friends.
On the left, your other left.
Yeah. Yeah. Cali right now is 7:49.
I know. How awesome is that, right? They still got sun.
Right.
No, probably not anymore, right? Not at this
point.
So Ingrid, let us know how else we can help you. Stay in touch. Happy birthday. We wish you the best on Thursday night, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the outcome will be. We believe in you. We're virtually hugging you. Like, here, bring it in.
I've been hugging you like all three of you for like 5 minutes. I've been like, virtual, and I dislike virtual, but if this is all I have to give, so be it.
Eventually, the universe will align where it will so happen that we can hug in person.
Well, before I hit the road, how about I cruise down and see you guys?
Woohoo! That sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you can see the hug mobile.
Yeah, and we can add one of our Just the Scott Kids stickers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you, Ingrid, so much, and we bid you adieu on this fine evening, and we'll catch you on Thursday.
All right, peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
See ya.
The boys are often very quiet. Is that intimidating? Because she interacts frequently via comments. That was Ingrid, the Hug Lady.
I do what I always do and just shut up.
You don't always shut up. On tour. It's wonderful to have you back. She's gonna go on tour. So what this whole thing is she's hosting an event, a fundraiser, so that she can purchase a vehicle to travel and accoutrement so she can record her travels. And it is a far more, altruistic venture than initially thought, because I always knew her as I Hug. I knew she was very active in the community, but listening to her explain that she's now going to go places and help in communities as well as hug, we could all, I think, stand to learn a lesson from this. So go give her a hug, and if you are unable to, or you want to connect and you're not in the Milwaukee area and you think this is something that would benefit you from donating to, let me know and I can put you in contact. You can watch live on Facebook, like she said. Ingrid, the Hug Lady, Hug-a-thon. Yes, Century Brewing, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 735 Center Street.
Wow, I couldn't remember that. I just wanted to reiterate the fact that you could possibly also, as a band or as a venue or as a place to stay.
Yes, if you want to connect and help, good job, Mike.
Well, I lived that life for a little while, so.
I mean, it's super interesting.
To tour around is a fun thing, and it can, it can be for whatever reason. However, if you're a band or want to get on board with that, I mean, hey, we're playing this night, you want to come out and do your deal here, jump on board. It's real easy to do. Doesn't cost the band any money. So that's a free thing, which we still try and do here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, when she said that people are getting paid and that's the goal, I can say that you get a guarantee when you come to Union Park. That's a thing. It's all the small bits of people who are trying really hard to achieve their goal, it would seem, of integrity and honesty and transparency. If you're going to donate to Bernie Sanders because you love Bernie Sanders, that's wonderful. However, there's still lobbyists involved. There's still corruption. And I'm sorry if anybody's like, oh, how dare you speak of such things. Until we abolish the current establishment, we will continue to perpetuate lies. The people who are doing things grassroots like this are the most transparent, aren't afraid to show you things, and aren't afraid to tell you something such as, we have this, but you have to bring your own gear, but you're going to get paid that. So, when you are ever in your future endeavors working with anybody and you ask them questions that they can't provide you an answer to, chances are it is probably not a good thing. Or if they do the bureaucratic route where they just word diarrhea you and you're like, that sounded eloquent and I have no clue what they said. Maybe that's happening right now. I apologize. But get a thesaurus, a dictionary. No, but that's probably not a venture that you want to embark in. But Ingrid, super transparent, go give her a hug, hugging for 12 years. It would also be, and if she ever comes back to Milwaukee, to hook her up with Davin, who is an orchestral friend of mine who puts together an all-black orchestra, who goes to the sites of shootings that occur in Milwaukee and plays classical pieces of music. So I feel...
Damn, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I feel as if there has been slowly a paradigm shift from the 80s self-centric, all about me, greed aspect to all of us now are going, this is just fucking bullshit. And going back to like the 60s mentality of actually loving each other and caring. It will do so much for your brain and your wellness if you get on track with this. Positive mental attitude equals longevity. Knife hands! Sorry. We want to play a song? So on Thursday night, Lucy Morningstar is going to be joining us. And we met this person currently in California, I believe originally from Hawaii.
I knew there was something special about that one, that's why I asked.
We connected with this person because of Thomas, who manages Epic 18 in California. And so I wanted very quickly to play something from her. Whoa, I need to gear it up here. Let's see here. What do we want to play?
I'm so happy I didn't have to read tonight.
Why do you think you don't have to read?
I shouldn't.
You shouldn't? All right. All right. This one is from 2014, so a little bit older. She's going to send me current music. The night that she's interviewing us, she's actually, like, their band is playing House of Blues. So it'll be a quick interview so she can go perform. Fantastic Evening in Hell off of What is Beauty in the Eyes of the Beholder. it's just a small sample. Just a small sample. Fantastic Evening in Hell off of What is Beauty in the Eye of the Beholder.
Oh.
So that was Lucy Morningstar and Lucid Lion. Who's going to read?
Fuck.
You want to read? Do you want to read?
Do I?
Do you want to read? It's been so long.
I should have just kept my fucking mouth shut.
Here. I got it. It's up.
Oh, is that an iPhone? I don't want to read on that.
Oh, why? Because you'd prefer with your broken ass eyes to read somewhere else?
Oh,
it's been so long!
Shit.
Beer Guy's gonna read on this day!
Oh.
If you don't do it, you lose it, you know? If you don't use it, you lose it. We want all of those myelins to connect those neurons to ensure you still read, Mike.
I do things and stuff. Okay, here we go. On this day in history, October 22nd, not 3rd.
Correct!
Yes.
Happy birthday to Bobby Fuller, 1942. Leslie West from Mountain, 1945. Eddie... oh, fuck.
We got
Birighetti from The Young Rascals. I botched that, didn't I? Birighetti?
Bugatti.
Yeah, there you go. Like Bugatti. Just not as fancy. Shaggy, 1968. Shelby Lynn, 1968. And Zach Hansen from Hansen, 1985. That's classy. Do they do things again? They're like a jam band now.
We have a jam band coming in Union Park.
When?
My birthday party, November 17th.
Oh.
They're called Jeff and Mario from
Small
Chicago.
plug. Chart News, 1964.
They're a two-piece. I think you'd like them. Go on. Sorry.
Two-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar, drums?
I think so. You should come check it out.
Okay. Sandy Shaw at number 1 on the UK charts with There's Always Something There to Remind Me. Oh, well, it's a good tune. 66, The Supremes at number 1 on the UK charts with The Supremes A Go-Go. 1983, Culture Club at number 1 on the UK album charts with Color by Numbers. Another good one. This is a good day for music. 1988, Phil Collins at number 1 on the US singles charts with Groovy Kind of Love. This was a loving kind of day. Wow, that's ironic as fuck. It's almost creepy at this point. It gets a little dull here, though. 1988, U2 at number 1 on the Australian charts with Desire. Also in 88, at number 1 on the UK album charts with Rattle and Hum from U2. In 2000, Ja Rule at number 1 on the US album charts with Rule 3.36. So I don't know what that song is.
I don't know what that is either.
I don't know what that is either.
Ja Rule.
Like a hymn, almost, in the Bible.
Okay.
Right? Anyways, moving along again. In 2000, U2 at number 1 on the Australian charts with A Beautiful Day. 2011, Adele at number 1 on the US charts with Someone Like You. That was not a bad song. Gig News, 67. The Who performed at the Sayville Theatre in London. 1967, Jimi Hendrix Experience played at the Hastings Pier. 1971, Fleetwood Mac performed at the Felt Forum in New York City. 1978, The Police appeared at the Grendel's Lair in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 1979, The Pretenders performed at the Marquee Club in London. 1990, Pearl Jam, all the 90s, starting with an A. Pearl Jam played their first ever concert when they appeared at the Off-Ramp in Seattle. 1993, moving along with grunge, Nirvana performed at the Palmer Alumni Auditorium in Davenport, Iowa. And in 2000, Pearl Jam appeared at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, California, celebrating their 10th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, surprised they made it that long. Of their first ever live performance as a band. In music news, George Young died in 2017. George played guitar with the East Beats, Flash in the Pan, and also was AC/DC's manager, music producer, and brother of Angus and Malcolm.
Ooh.
So, yet again, leaving on somebody dying.
That's the first.
As always.
Only when you read, no. Because you killed it. Ow! So, this has been Just the Ska Kid, Tuesday night edition of this show. You can check us Thursday. Lucy Morningstar will be joining us. I think she's in Anaheim, California. We're going to do a phone interview. But if you are in the Milwaukee area or you don't want to watch us or you want to watch us...
Like home of Gordon Bombay.
What?
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, wow. And you want to still go to Milwaukee... You could, like, watch us while you're at Ingrid's thing? No. Anyways, go to Ingrid's thing. Century Brewing, 735 Center Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can help with her fundraiser tour by spreading the love. Ooh.
Hell, even just share the video.
Share the video. Donate. $20 goes a long way to purchase a vehicle so she can travel all over and hug people and help with other things that all of us should kind of in our own communities be doing. So without further ado, we'll catch you Thursday. Kay?
Thanks.
Bye.